In this section, we're going to look at adding and subtracting real numbers. And our first objective is to talk about how do we add real numbers that have the same sign. So in other words, both of the numbers are positive or both of the numbers are negative. So when we're looking at ones where the signs are the same, I want you to think of the money example again. That any number that has a plus sign in front of it, or as I said before, doesn't have a sign in front of it, is positive money, money that you put in the bank, or money that you have, money that you've earned. So I'm going to say is money you've earned. And any number that's negative, just as it was when we were talking about the less than or greater thans, is money that you owe or money that you spent or that you have a negative balance. So if I think of this problem in terms of money, I'm saying I have $14 because the 14 is positive, and I got, because the 2 is positive, $2 more from somewhere. So that gives me a total of $16. In this case, I spent $6, and then I spent $10 more. So I'm finding myself $16 in debt, or $16 that I owe. Even though they're fractions, we can still think of them in the same way. That I need, in order to add these two fractions, I need the common denominator first. And my common denominator is going to be 6. So multiplying this by 3 and this by 2, I get a negative 3/6 plus a negative 4/6. Make sure you don't lose those negative signs when you're recopying it. Okay. Have a common denominator now, so the rule says I can just add the numerators. So looking at a negative 3 plus a negative 4, I spent 3, I spent 4 more, I've spent a total of 7/6. When we're going to add real numbers that have different signs, let me summarize this one first. Maybe there was something else I wanted to do. So if you want to think of it by the rule, when the signs are the same, they're both positive or they're both negative, you find the sum and keep the sign. Okay? So it's all S's. If the signs are the same, find the sum, which means to add the numbers together, and keep their sign. These were both positive. We added 14 and 2 and got 16, and it's still positive. These were both negative. We added 6 and 10 and kept their sign so that it's negative. Here, both of our numbers were negative, so we added the 3 and the 4, and we kept the negative. Find if the signs are the same, find the sum, keep the sign. But what if the numbers have different signs? And that's what objective 2, or objective 3, is looking at. So it's still like money. You're still going to think about this in the same way. If I can get it all to show up on the screen here. Here we go. That if I spend $43, but then earn 27, I was $43 in debt. If I get 27, I start to pay off that debt. It's not enough to pay off the whole debt, but it gets me closer to even. So what I'm doing is saying if I put that $27 toward my $43 debt, I would still owe $16. Okay. In this one, I started with $22 and I spent $7. So at the end I still have $15 left. And one more chance here to practice your common denominators. Common denominator between 10 and 15 is 30. I feel like Dora the Explorer waiting for you to answer the question. So 10 times 3 is going to make this fraction 9/30. And 15 times 2 is going to make this fraction 22/30. The 3/10 was negative, so the 9/30 is going to be negative. 11/15 was positive, so is the 22/30. And so when I combine those two together, take away $9, I'm $9 in the hole. If I earn $21, that brings my new balance up to a positive 13, or in this case, 13/30.